I think the way to look at Christ's relationship with the Torah is to start in Deuteronomy 30, because Deuteronomy 30, you have this narrative which comes from Deuteronomy 27 and onwards. Deuteronomy 27 to 28, you've got the blessings and curses of the Torah, right? So if Israel is unfaithful, they're going to be cursed. Deuteronomy 29 then says, because of Israel's hard heart, because of the condition of humanity after the fall, I would argue is what's being talked about. Israel's infidelity corporately and over the generations is inevitable. And so how exactly is God going to bring forth the promise of life, which is in the Torah? Well, he's going to do it from Deuteronomy 31 to 6, verses 1 to 6, which says that God is going to circumcise Israel's heart so that they will be able to do the Torah, so that they will live. And then in verses 12 and forward, this commandment, or 11 and forward rather, this commandment that I command you today is not too hard for you, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven that you should stay, who will ascend to heaven for us and bring it to us that we may hear it and do it. Neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, who will go over the sea for us and bring it to us that we may hear it and do it. But the word is very near you. It is in your mouth and in your heart, so that you can do it. So this language of word is then picked up in Isaiah, because in Isaiah 40 to 55, it is the word which proceeds from God's mouth that will not return void, but will do that which he purposed through it. And that word is Christ. John, in his discussion of the Logos, actually will go back repeatedly to this Isaianic language. So the word that will not return void, it is the Torah, because the Torah is that which makes you wise. And Christ is hypostatic wisdom. So Christ is the living Torah. Exactly. Christ is the paradigm, which is textually expressed in what you might call a textual icon in the 5 books of Moses. And that is why Paul will say in Romans 3, verse 31, do we by this faith, that is, in my opinion, the faithfulness of Christ, do we overthrow the Torah? No, we uphold the Torah, because Christ is the Torah. Exactly. So we are faithful to the Torah when we are joined to Christ. So that death, which is promised for infidelity in the Torah, has been died in Christ. And so every sin will inevitably produce death. It's just the nature of what sin is and the nature of who we are and the nature of what the flesh is. Sin leads to death. And sin is any imperfection. Any imperfection in our good work leads to death. But because Christ has died, Paul says in 2 Corinthians 5, all have died. So that death has died in Christ, and we can come through that death so that the only thing which is left is that which the Spirit has brought forth in and through us. The only thing left is the perfection, so that we can inherit the world to come in Christ, because it is Christ living in us through the Spirit.